Hello, and welcome to the Rise for Resilience online auction and event. My name is Shannon Moody, and I'm the Executive Director of Jeremiah Program's Austin campus. On behalf of all of us at JP, thank you for joining us today. We are excited to gather virtually to celebrate the JP single moms and children whose strength and resilience inspires us every day. We'll begin today with some information and updates about Jeremiah Program. Then you'll hear from our keynote speakers, our board chair, and finally, I'll be back to close us out. In between today's speakers, you'll hear from some of our amazing JP moms. Before we get started, I'd like to take a moment to thank our event sponsors. Many thanks to our daring sponsors, Ryan Companies and Tracy Sharples. Our inspired sponsors are Renee and Terry Hall, Sharon and Bruce Walker, Continental Automotive Group, Moody Bank, and Tito's Handmade Vodka. Our mighty sponsors are Dell Children's Health Plan and Hatch and Uland Owen Architects. We are grateful for your support. I'd also like to remind you to check out our silent auction. We have got a little something for everyone, from a stay in Aspen to a vacation in Mexico, a virtual reality gaming experience, a murder mystery party package, and jewelry from Kendra Scott. You can bid on our silent auction items below now. Bidding will close today at 2 p.m. The Rise for Resilience event was born out of the pandemic last year and the need to raise additional funds to support our families. Single mothers and children have been disproportionately affected by the pandemic. Now, over 1 year later, we are still coping with the effects, and our mission is more important than ever. Many of our JP moms have lost their part-time employment, had to shift their studies online, and handle being the sole caregivers for their children. As many of you know, our mission at Jeremiah Program is to end the cycle of poverty for single mothers and their children 2 generations at a time. We provide safe and affordable housing, support for a career track education, high-quality early childhood education, empowerment and leadership, and life skills classes, all within a supportive community. During the COVID crisis, we continued to provide these services and pivoted much of our programming to a virtual format. We provided the support for moms' online college classes and virtual learning opportunities for their children during the times we had to close our preschool. Our leadership and empowerment classes shifted to a virtual format, and coaching continued remotely or socially distanced. We also provided our families with basic needs such as groceries, masks, cleaning supplies, diapers, pull-ups, wipes, and more. Despite the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, our community came together to make 2020 a success. We reached full capacity of our campus, filling all 35 apartments. We more than doubled the number of moms participating in empowerment, and we impacted over 100 lives. Laptops and tablets were provided to 32 families, along with over $15,000 of emergency food support and basic needs. We cannot thank you all enough for coming together to support our families during such a difficult year. Additionally, I have to thank you all for your support during the winter storm. Our community was hit hard, and our building lost heat, power, and water. We moved quickly to rehouse all of our families in hotels and Airbnbs to ensure their safety. Once it was safe to return to their homes at JP, we provided additional basic needs and replaced lost groceries. Thank you for helping our families weather the storm. On that note, we are planning for even more success in 2021. We are centering our work on social justice and equity to better serve our families by evaluating each piece of our program, as 70% of the women and children we serve are people of color. Additionally, we're adding advocacy and policy to our work to help bring about the systemic change that needs to occur for a more equitable society. We're increasing the number of families that we serve by offering non-resident families leadership and empowerment and life coaching for moms, and enrolling more non-resident children in our Child Development Center. We're expanding our programming for our JP alumni through the JP Fellowship Program and investing even more in our staff through the creation of new positions and offering training and development opportunities. We hope that you will be part of our 2021 success by making a donation today. At Jeremiah Program, we believe in the value and the power within each and every person to control their own life and accomplish their personal and professional goals. I'm excited for you to meet several JP moms and hear about the amazing things they're doing and why they love our program. I hope that you will be inspired by their excellence and resilience.
I moved from Florida to Texas. I moved because I was postpartum depression mostly, and a lot of people were like telling me how to be a mom and what I need to do with my life, and it was overwhelming, so I just left. I took my baby and I left. But when I was in Florida, I worked at Starbucks, and so they transferred me. That manager actually partners with the program, I believe, and she was like, why did you leave? She asked me the same questions, and I told her, and I was like, I really want to get my education, and I'm trying to find a place that will allow me to do so, and I can like get on the right track. And she was just like, I have a program for you. And I was just like, okay. And now I'm in the Jeremiah program. I'm just like, this is great. And I have my baby with me, and it's just like, I want to be a dental hygienist, and I'm gonna go down this road and we're gonna get this done together. And they help out so much. I love that the coach check in every other week, and it helps a lot. It's nice to know that somebody's checking in on your mental health and asking you these questions like, no, how are you really? Don't give me, I'm okay. No, how are you? How is today? Did you get enough sleep? Do you need time away from your baby? What can we do to help you? It's nice to have that load off your back. Not everybody has that family or that backup like I did, but something was missing, and I was just like, I can't. I gotta do something for myself. I got to leave here and go back to school. I gotta do something. I can't stay, you know? My little boy name is Adonis Hendricks Zakai Mitchell, and he is 17 months. He is the love of my life, my joy, my pride, and he's the main big reason why I left, because I feel like I owe it to him to give him that start and that push that my parents couldn't necessarily give me. I never would have thought I would get my own place with a child by myself, work and go to school. I don't know what I would do if this program wasn't presented to me. I feel like here I can grow, and that's all I really want to do in life is just grow and be great.
I've been at Jeremiah program since September of 2019. So Athena was around 1. Whenever I first moved in. I just recently graduated from the LVN program at ACC. I have applied for a LVN to RN program. I was going to school before I had Athena, and then I got pregnant, and I'm like, it's fine, I got it, I'm gonna do it all, I'm gonna take all these classes, and then I had the actual child, and I was like, I don't know what I got myself into. It's not gonna be as easy as I thought it was gonna be. I was seeing a therapist through Any Baby Can, and she's like, hey, have you heard about Jeremiah program? And I'm like, no, what is that? She's like, it's for single moms who have children and wanna continue going to school. And I'm like, where's this place at? That same day, I drove by Jeremiah, and I'm like, this is where I'm gonna live. Like, I am gonna get here. And I just loved it. Consistent childcare was one of the things that I really needed to succeed. Oh man, she is so smart, and she just knows so much, and she is so advanced. And I'd like to say it's because of me, but I do believe that it's because of the CDC and us working together to create this amazing human being. Childcare, I feel like it's like a main aspect to this program. I mean, because I could have left my child anywhere else, but it did not sit right with me to do that. So I would have rather stayed with my daughter and did nothing than leave her somewhere where I wasn't comfortable leaving her. Someone said, a shark can't grow to its length if they're kept in a small aquarium. This is a place for growth. I feel like I'm able to reach any goal that I set for myself here.
name's Jen Clitheroe. I'm an empowerment and leadership facilitator for Jeremiah program, and I'm super excited to be here today with JP Mom Sydney Martins. Hi, Sydney. Thanks for being here.
Hi, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Sydney and I are here today to highlight one of the cornerstones of Jeremiah Program Services, which is empowerment leadership and empowerment itself. And I have a deep connection to empowerment and the leadership course. I've been a facilitator for 14 years. And Sid has gone through and completed the 3 months of weekly empowerment sessions. So the thing about empowerment that's so awesome is it is a common language that we build within our program. And so everyone that goes through empowerment has very similar experiences. And so even though Sid may not have gone through class with a number of the other JP moms, when you complete our course, everyone has that experience and can take that language back into the community that we work within. So to give you a little bit more background, when Jeremiah program first originated, so Father Michael O'Connell and the JP founders asked single mothers what it was that they needed in order to be successful. And the moms responded that they needed the support, support to work and go to school, and an affordable place to live, and childcare where they knew their children would be well cared for. So many mothers also shared that they often felt very isolated and alone, so they need a supportive community. In establishing the program, the founders realized that single mothers are truly great moms. They are incredibly resilient and have big ambitions to provide for their families and make a great life for their children. They just need the tools and support to make it happen. And that's where empowerment comes in. So based on the premise that our moms are experts in their lives and their families, empowerment and leadership is a 3-month course that is an admissions requirement for Jeremiah program. Empowerment moves moms from gratitude to agency and providing permission for them to repurpose their power, their resiliency, and tenacity in service of their families and community. So moms begin to engage in deep self-exploration, and the course equips them to identify and overcome barriers to their self-determination. Empowerment equips each mom with a toolbox of techniques that teaches her to leverage her internal motivation, to restructure negative thought patterns, and act on what she believes is best for her and her children. So many women enter the program questioning their capacity to make choices, and empowerment and leadership lays the groundwork for them to embrace the belief that they are truly the experts in their own lives. So Sid, with that said, I wanted to ask you how you came to be part of the Jeremiah program.
Yeah, okay. Well, I didn't start in Austin. I actually started at Fargo, Jeremiah, in Fargo, North Dakota. Um, I got introduced to Jeremiah by one of my friends. She was already in the program, and I was pregnant with my daughter Maya, and so I didn't go through empowerment until September of 2019. So my daughter was a couple months old at that point. But my friend introduced me to it, and that's how I got into it.
Nice. That's quite a jump from Fargo to Austin. That's a big
Huge
temperature
jump.
change.
Huge jump.
What was your empowerment experience like?
Everyone in my empowerment class were really super close. But our sessions were like really intense. It almost felt like therapy. They asked all sorts of deep questions. So everyone I feel like was really in touch, like with their emotions and their feelings. When we would go through class, we would share, about our week, and that would take half the class time sometimes. So our entire empowerment was really like intensive. I felt like I was in school.
Yeah, there's a lot of learning that takes place for sure. So what were some of your what was maybe one of your biggest takeaways from empowerment?
I think my biggest takeaway was it's hard to remember, it was so long ago. The stop, look, and listen tool, to stop and think, before you react. I think that was like the biggest one I took away, because I don't ever think before I react. I react and then I think about how I just reacted.
Right.
So I think that's one that's been the most helpful to me.
Got you. Yeah. That's one of our really big tools, and lots of moms really talk about that being a huge takeaway, is just that pause between thought and action can make a huge difference in the outcome, most definitely.
Yes.
So what are you studying?
I study pre-law at Texas State.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Look at you. So what are your goals for the future?
My plan is to be an attorney. Right now I work as a legal advocate. So the plan is to go to law school and then enter into criminal defense work.
Awesome. We're going to see you on TV.
Yes,
Oh, those
that's the
big
plan.
cases. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So tell us about your baby girl.
Yes. So Maya's 2, and she is the light of my world. She's my best friend. We do everything together. She's brilliant. Like for a 2-year-old, first of all, I didn't even think babies were that smart, but she's so smart. She counts to 10 in Spanish, like she counts to 10 in English. She says her ABCs, and she knows like every word on the planet.
Yeah. Awesome. What are your hopes for her future?
Well, I want her to be a lawyer, but I want her to just grow up in a happy household and do whatever she loves to do and be who she wants to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that resilience piece is a big part of all of that, that you have that and you teach her that. Most
Yeah,
definitely.
she's just like me, so I can only imagine what she's gonna do in life.
I can only imagine. So, do you have any questions for me?
Yes. How has empowerment changed over the years since you've been a facilitator?
Yeah, it's morphed a lot. I think the core pieces around empowerment really embrace that our moms will feel seen and loved and believe that they have a voice within our program, that their children will have access to loving caretakers and joyful educational experiences in healthy communities, which allows those supports, right? Those supports that enable them to do bold things and make meaningful progress toward their lives. So, empowerment really is around helping our moms build deep, authentic, meaningful relationships with other moms, right? That you have the opportunity for storytelling and open sharing, that we're able to identify discomfort and fear of failure and shame, and learn to notice when socialization, especially around race and class and gender, can create barriers from connecting, creating community, and accessing a full sense of self-worth. So we really work on practicing intentionality and courage and vulnerability and love for ourselves and each other, in these groups and all of the conversations and ways of being in this group as moms and women. And so we talk about relationships and boundaries. We talk about communication and how you express your wants and needs. And really, the guiding principles for Jeremiah have just been honed over time, that we've been able to recognize, and inform that generational poverty is a social justice issue, right? It's not just an economic issue, and that there are systemic barriers that can keep women and children in generational poverty. So our focus really has been around building moms up to understand that they are experts in their own lives and architects of their own solutions. So the disparities between women in poverty and their more affluent peers really can only be dismantled by an aggressive investment in women closest to the challenges we're trying to solve. And that women experiencing poverty can serve as a key bridge builder between decision makers and communities to scale those solutions and meet the needs of their families and broader communities. So I know that's a long answer, but the transition for empowerment has really been around. We're still doing the skill building, and we're building that common language so that when you come into the program, we all know when we're talking about things like Sydney had identified, like the stop, look, and listen opportunity. And so a lot of that has been honing and really making sure that our moms are highly involved in their program. And then also they're building that common language, but really bringing the wisdom into the room that they already have.
And then what's your favorite thing about empowerment?
Oh, I can say so much, but one of my biggest things are aha moments. But most of our moms come into the program without the supports that they need to be successful. And Jeremiah provides life-changing opportunities for our moms and their kids. So my favorite part of facilitating empowerment is watching women begin to build those foundational pieces that they need to build community, to know they're not alone in their experience, to become aware of their personal power to create the lives they're looking for, engaging in self-discovery around core, the core values we talk about. And the moms being able to understand the multiplicity of their identities and to identify their hopes and dreams for themselves and for their children, and to create that path forward.
That's all I have.
Sid, I know our time has been short. I wish I had more time to spend with you and talking about your experience at JP. It's been wonderful getting to know you a little better. And I thank you really for your time today. I hope that everyone watching has enjoyed getting to know a little bit more about my favorite piece of Jeremiah program, that empowerment and leadership. So you'll hear a bit more from our JP moms and from our community board of trustee, Hannah Gurji. Thanks, Sid.
Thank you.
So I just got accepted to the occupational therapy assistant program last year in July. I just had started my first semester in August, and I just completed my second semester. My son is Matthias, and he just turned 5. He's got a lot of confidence. He's got a big heart. He's very inquisitive, and he attends the Child Development Center here at Jeremiah. Once I found the program and I realized that something like this actually does exist, it was kind of like a light bulb went off, and I was like, okay, I need to be a part of this. I've really kind of learned to acknowledge how resilient I am. One of the first things you have to do before you're accepted into the program is complete the empowerment course. And that's just kind of like having these meetings for 12 weeks, and you're interacting with women that are on the same path, that are like-minded. And then we have some really great facilitators that come in and facilitated those meetings that are very successful women, teachers, business owners that are wanting to give back to the community. So I've learned a lot from them, and I've learned about just everybody comes from some place. And it really doesn't matter like where you come from, but the continuation of doing the things and taking the steps to achieve your dreams is possible. Being accountable for myself and understanding that mainly like I have my son watching everything that I'm doing. And I just want to show him that the impossible is possible if you really want it.
I have a 3.5-year-old. His name's Antonio Raul, and the baby was only 3 months old. My relationship ended, and it was a very devastating and traumatic time. It was a time of crisis for me. All of a sudden, I found myself in this city without family, without friends, without a job, and with no idea what our future would look like. I knew I needed to go back to school. Everything that I needed, it was in one place. It was in this one building. And once I started reading about it and how they spoke about the holistic approach and helping both generations to succeed and breaking that cycle of poverty, once I moved in here, I had that opportunity. I was in a safe place, I was supported, and I finally had the chance to do that. So I graduated Texas State last week. It was the most amazing experience ever to look up in the stands and to see my family and friends was a feeling like no other. To see them holding my son and him cheering was just beautiful. I want this toolbox that I have been able to acquire here at Jeremiah to be something that's of service to the community. I want my son to learn how to be generous after so much has been given to us. And so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a career. I'm looking to set roots. And part of what's in that toolbox is just believing and being confident, because at one point, obtaining this degree was a lofty goal, and here we are. So there's no limits. There's no limits. And I'm gonna hold on to him, and we're gonna keep going.
Thank you to Jen and to our JP moms. I'm so inspired by the stories shared today. Hi, everyone. My name is Hannah Gurji, and I am the chair of Jeremiah Program Austin's Community Board of Trustees. I've been a part of Jeremiah Program for a long time. I met with Shannon when JP Austin was still in the planning stages for our phenomenal 35-apartment campus. I remember Shannon describing the unique qualities of this 2-gen program, its history, and its goal for making a difference in Austin, and I thought, I have to be a part of this. You see, I've been working in education and workforce development here in Austin my entire career, and I know how important it is to take a 2-generation approach. While working with clients, I would see incredibly talented, motivated women forced to make impossible choices between finding good childcare, or any childcare for that matter, and taking the steps and coursework they needed to help ensure personal success as well as the success of their families. Time and again, these motivated, hardworking women were forced to stay in low-wage jobs to support their young children. Their sacrifice had long-term implications for mother and child. No mother should be put in that kind of situation. That's why I was drawn to Jeremiah Program. Our approach ensures that women never have to make that impossible choice. I also love that the program focuses on partnering with mothers to help them find their power and their voice. JP recognizes that single moms are capable of achieving success and supporting their families and working to remove the systemic barriers they face towards achieving those goals. It's not about social service, it's about social justice. Austin is at a critical inflection point in our history, poised to grow and flourish at levels never imagined, but still plagued by a legacy of historical biases and systemic inequities that, if we don't move to rectify them now, will leave whole communities behind. Jeremiah Program's 2-gen approach is one pivotal strategy that we can take to balance the scales. It includes housing that keeps families close to education and to incredible career opportunities in a time when, let's face it, finding a reasonably priced place to live in Austin is virtually impossible. JP's mission is so crucial right now. Our families and our city need our support, and today, that's where you come in. Please join me now in making a gift to support the work of Jeremiah Program. Your donation will help single mothers and their children rise to resilience and allow families to turn their greatest dreams into their greatest achievements. I'll give you all a moment to make your gift now. I want to thank each of you for joining us today and for supporting Jeremiah Program. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much to all of today's speakers. As Hannah mentioned, right now is the time when you can make a great impact for single mothers and their children. After 23 years, we know that the Jeremiah model works by providing holistic support for both mothers and their children. With your help, we can make Austin a more prosperous city for all. Please make your gift now. We are truly invested in helping our JP families, which in turn helps our whole community. Thank you so much for your kindness and support of our work. We could not do this without the commitment and generosity of all of you. Thanks again to our JP residents for sharing their stories today. And much gratitude to Hannah Gurji, Jen Clitheroe, and Sydney Martins for participating in today's event. And many thanks to our generous sponsors. Don't forget to place your final bids on our silent auction items. You have until 2 p.m. to place your final bids. And if you enjoyed today's event, we know you'll want to join us for the Love to Live Luncheon. Save the date for September 15th. We plan to be in person at the Fairmont Hotel, and we will also provide the option to attend virtually. Thank you again for joining us for Rise for Resilience, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.